people in the hallway. Okay,
Huh.
did you do the opening?
Oh, not yet, no. Would you like me to?
Yeah, please go ahead.
Okay. So in the bottom left, we have Putemonstere as the purple Terran, the manly purple Terran. And in the top right, we have the even manlier green Protoss, Lupus. So we're going to
Oh.
hopefully have another fast, tight game because that last game was great and we might see some more great play in this game too.
Actually, I like the placement of Lupus's building this time. Finally, somebody doesn't wall with a pylon, and also giving it room so that he can have stalkers there and then force fill the ramp.
Yes, that's the best thing to do.
Yes.
You don't
Also,
want to completely block
mm,
off your ramp, but you want to still have buildings close by so you can sort of block any major army trying to
mm,
come in.
yes. And on that note, somebody's calling me on Skype, and it's so annoying because the sound is really fucking
The
loud.
sound is always there. Yeah.
Yes. Even though I said to busy, it doesn't work. Okay, so back to this game. Let's see the income. Oh, whoa, harvester count is really, really off. What's going on
So,
with Putemonstere? He needs to focus on
well,
making
what's
SCVs.
going on here basically is Pewter doesn't want to be harassed like he was last time by that devilish probe. He's completely denied this probe. Look at it sitting outside there. So he's like, you know what? I'm going to lose a couple of harvesters from not building them rather than actually lose them to a bloody probe. That's what
Yeah.
he's saying. And
And as
this
you can
way,
see, he can see everything, but the poor probe, he can't see nothing.
exactly. So
He
in the
doesn't see
long
the double
run,
gas. Oh, this is great. Reapers or Banshees?
oh yeah, double gas. That's very early,
Reapers or Banshee? Oh,
and only one gateway so far. So what is he going to be taking into?
both are going
Could be
two
DTs
gas.
again.
He's not saturating the other gas. He's just, it does look good, I must say. It's like, nice texture on the ground right there.
Hmm. So
Hmm.
this SCV looks like he's going to get a lot of time to scout,
Yeah.
a lot of time because this seller is going to catch up with him very slowly.
Oh, 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 oh,
Gradually, he might be
ah!
able to kill him, but no time swiftly. Oh, the Stalker is almost out, though. Having said that, so this. Oh, Robotics Bay. Will he be able to see the Robotics Bay before he
No,
meets swift
yes.
demise?
Yes, yes, he will definitely see
Let's
that.
have a look. Can he do it?
Ah, he'll see that.
Delay. He will.
Ah, there we
Yes.
go.
Robotics
I
Bay
don't
right
think
there.
he's actually looking at it, so let's see.
So what are you expecting here? Are you expecting Colossi or are you expecting Immortals?
It's against Terran, so I suppose it will be, most logically, it will be Colossi. Or first an observer. Because he couldn't see
Uh,
anything. So he's worried what he's doing. Because, the Protoss is wondering, what the hell is he doing? Because, he walled off so early. He must be hiding
yeah.
some weird tech.
Looks like we're going to be having Banshee. Or I think actually a Raven might come out here for the starport.
Early
Let's
Raven,
have a look.
that's... Huh.
Well, I'm not so sure now because the factory's building a tech lab. So if he did build a Raven with it, he's going to have a hard time to be able to build any units with the factory because it's very gas costly. A Raven is.
Yeah,
So,
I think it'll be Banshees, and I hope it's Banshees, because now he wants revenge. He wants some cloaked revenge.
oh, it is a Banshee. It is.
Yeah,
This
and
allows him to be able to research siege tech if he wishes to, and build a siege tank on top of making Banshees.
Observer on the way.
There's no orbital command yet. Notice this. Notice this.
Oh man, he's
He's late with getting the orbital command. Maybe he's one of these players that are dead against it for some reason.
yeah, he's like standing his rights.
So, like you say, observers on the way, but is a missile turret going to be put up? I don't think a missile turret's going to be put up in time to
No,
deal with that observer.
up ink Banshees with cloak.
Ah, so we've got a tech lab factory here, but nothing's being used. There's no siege tech being
Oh,
made so far.
turret too
Maybe you.
late.
Hmm.
The
Oh, the
observer.
observer just glides,
He
glides by. Right.
See you guys. Half finished tech.
And there's the Banshee.
Yeah, hello Banshee.
Now,
What's up?
one thing is if he's very observant, Lupus, is you will notice that the tech lab on the starport is researching, and the tech lab on the factory is obviously not. So there's an animation to it. So if Lupus
Hmm,
notices the animation, he's going to obviously know that that's Cloakenfield, because very few other tech lab researches get made on the starport apart from Cloakenfield.
that's right. Oh look again! Again he goes out with his Twilight Council. I think he might go something else. Might be High Templars to feedback the
High
Banshees.
temp, yes, that's right. High
Oh,
temples are
I
very
love to do
useful
feedback.
against Banshees.
Look at his defense. Look at Lupus' defense. This is actually pretty great. He has two sentries. One force field can block this ramp. And they both can afford to have 2 force field each, so he can delay like 2 minutes.
He's got a healthy mix here, definitely.
Yeah.
Photon cannon inside of his mineral line is going to slightly hinder his income, only slightly.
But
It's
it's
gonna,
a Banshee, so it's
exactly,
well
it's going to
placed.
see the Banshees and it's going to make his life a lot easier.
And 2 pylons to support it. Very nice played. Actually, that's weird. You see the pylons going around the Nexus? This is usually used against Zerg, to avoid concave around your Nexus and avoid a snipe. Zergans might snipe your Nexus, just, storming in and killing it. But
I
I don't
understand
see...
that style. I've not seen it often, but I understand
Yeah.
it.
But
It makes
against
sense.
Terran, it's like, in case he drops in my base, I can use it as a shield. Not really.
Take down my pylons, not my Nexus, please.
He's banking up energy for the Nexus as well.
So it looks like Pewter is getting pretty obsessed with doing an all-in on the Starport Banshees, but is it going to be too late? Because he looks like he wants to get a fair few of them before he makes a move, but
No,
Lupus is then going to have his expansion up and a healthy economy in order to produce Stalkers to deal with the Banshees, So this is the continuation after Ryko has decided to disconnect, and it looks like there's more lag going down. Oh noes. Right, so can you actually hear me, Ryko? You might still be with me, but you're not inside this game.
I can hear you, so you can update me what's going on.
Okay, sweet. So we got a couple more barracks being put down. Looks like the starport is now void of the tech labs, so are we going to see siege tanks finally get made? I really don't know what Pewter's thinking here. He's only got these 2 Banshees after investing so much into it. 2 starports, cloaking fields, and how many Banshees? 2. I don't know what he's thinking with this. Lupus is actually making an interesting move here. Warp Prism, that is not something you often see, so there could be a drop hit, and they just passed by the Banshees, and I'm not sure if either of them saw each other. They might have just caught a quick glimpse of each other, but not enough to actually really truly notice if they were busy macroing at the time. So we've got upgrades, Forge and Zealot legs are being upgraded, so it looks like we could see a lot of Zealots on the field, along with probably some high-tech units, because the gas will be used for high-tech units such as Robotics Bay, or perhaps we might see Templar Archives. Banshees are cloaked and they're coming on the attack now. Lupus is not really in too much trouble. That cannon should help against the Banshees. I don't believe 2 Banshees can take out a cannon. Looks like these Banshees are just going to be more of a pest, really. They're not going to do any real damage, no kills so far for either of them, and they're just running away. Just nothing more than a mere annoyance for the moment for Lupus. Now where did that Warp Prism go? He's on the side of the map. So he's biding his time, waiting when it's right to basically warp in some units. I believe he's probably going to wait until Zealot legs are upgraded, and he's going to put a bunch of Zealots in there and send them into the mineral line. Zealots will pick off SCVs very quickly. They can take a lot of hits too. Looks like we've got Nicky lagging now. He's taking his teammates Ryko's advice. Oh dear. This could be another lag out. Nope. He's going to stay in there. He's not giving up. So what do we see so far? What's being researched? A 4 is actually being made for Pewter right now. Hero unit coming out onto the field. Warp Prism is now making his way back just as the Banshees are returned to base. Are they going to notice this? Yes. No. No, he cannot see it. He actually cannot see it. That is fantastic. Look at that. But he will see the units warping in possibly. That is a very small space to warp some units in. This is interesting. I'd like to see where that goes. I want to keep an eye on that. Oh, the Observer has just been picked off by the 4, I think. This Warp Prism isn't being used just yet. So, meanwhile, it doesn't matter too much because Lupus has now secured his 2nd expansion and is basically making very good use of it. I mean, there's a Robotics Bay, lots of Immortals starting to come out now. The Observer saw the 4, so that's why the Immortals are being made. Zealots have now been warped in right next to the Banshees, which will get some free shots on the Zealots. So will the Zealots be able to kill many SCVs? If they can, this will help a lot. Preferably, the Zealots would go for the Mules, because they'll bring back the most minerals. Doesn't look like the Zealots got to do much damage there. It was a nice little touch, but unfortunately for Lupus, he couldn't make much of that. So we're going to see the Terran player, Pewter, start to camp it up a bit more. He's unsure as what to do, but he's sitting on 1 base. but not for too long, because his command center is now making his way to his natural expansion. He's probably going to turn itself into an orbital command, and it could see the Terran player actually overtake the Protoss player due to mules in economy. Meanwhile, Lupus is actually destroying his destructible rock, so he gets easy access to his Nexus that is now building his second expansion. So Terran player is now going to be one base behind again, as long as Lupus can keep that expansion up and protect it. So Lupus is always going to stay one step ahead by the looks of this. It's almost like he knows what's going on, and his observers have been killed. So he's actually playing in the dark here, so he's playing on intuition alone. So this is very good play from Lupus right now. More upgrades going down, that's an unusual one. Shields from the Forge. This is going to help all of his Protoss units a lot. So he's going to have 1-1-1 upgrades for his Protoss units. Meanwhile, Pewter's actually put upgrades on his 4s, so they do more damage, but his infantry are yet to be upgraded. He's actually moving out with his infantry that they don't have Stimpack and only a couple of 4s. So I don't think this is going to go well for Pewter, so we could see an early GG called here. We will have to wait and find out. I suggest that Pewter does not attack right now, but I don't think he knows exactly how much Lupus has right now. With only scans to scout around, it's not enough detailed information that he requires. Another forge being put down, so even more upgrades are being made. More immortals. Stimpack and Combat Shield are now being researched for Pewter, but that's only just started. Oh no, I'm wrong actually. It hasn't only just started, it's only just about to finish actually. But I don't think he has enough of either Marauders or Marines to really make use of that Stimpack. I think this is going to be very harsh for Pewter. We're going to see him get crushed in a moment. So here we go. He's moving up the ramp. He's going to be wondering where Lupus is going to be coming from. Lupus has actually now moved down the natural ramp of his second expansion, so he's actually going to be sneaking up behind Pewter, and he's going to get a few free hits here. This looks very bad for Pewter. There's no way he can take on this much, even with Stim. Oh, he's completely surrounded on all ends. This is absolute slaughter right now. I don't think Lupus has lost basically anything at all there. That is very, very nice play from Lupus. Sneaking around behind and taking Pewter off guard. So, this is Lupus's main is now almost completely mined out, and he'll be able to transfer all the probes from there into the expansions that he has. Meanwhile, Pewter is still stuck with basically very few SCVs whatsoever and very few little income, and it looks like Lupus is just finishing this off right now. Pewter's expansion has just been destroyed, and he's just put his supply depot up as though he's going to stop this entire army from breaking in. I don't think so, says Lupus. Guardian Shield's going off, protecting his units from the ranged attack of 4. But 4 is not going to be standing for long anyway, so Guardian Shield's going to outlive that 4 by a long shot. So, I'm guessing this is it right now. These 2 Banshees actually didn't get used. They were just lost and forgotten. Their initial attacks, only 1 kill each for each Banshee, and that was only on the Zealots, I believe, that were warping in later on in the game. So really, they've just done nothing the entire game. So that was a heavy investment into double starport, and then basically getting nothing back from it. So that's basically what probably cost Pewter this game, I'd say. Meanwhile, Lupus has played very safe. He's got lots of Zealots, lots of Stalkers, a few Sentries, and a few Mortals. He's got a whole rounded army. That looks like the GG right now. 1 building left. Game over.